Hey everyone, I'm Danny and welcome to Muggle Magic. Today we're going to be making the O.W.L exams, and that stands for Ordinary Wizarding Level exam, and these were taken by Hogwarts students in their 5th year, and I've had a lot of people kind of suggesting that I do this DIY in the comments for quite a while. I just never really got around to it, so here it is. Go ahead and check out the description box below for a list of supplies you're going to need, as well as the free downloadable templates, and let's get started. Alright guys, so in order to make this DIY, you are going to need to print the templates that I am offering for download for free. I have a lower resolution version that is absolutely free, and then the high resolution version is on my Patreon. So if you want the highest resolution you can possibly get, just go ahead and join Patreon, and there they are. There's a ton of other stuff on there for you to download as well, so check that out. Anyways, the first page that you're going to want to print is this, and this is the center of the exam. There's a front and a back to go on the back of it, and this one is called O.W.L Exam Center. So you will print this single-sided, regardless of whether you're using, right here I have 11 by 17 paper, which I'm printing on, but if you are using 8.5 by 11 or letter size paper, it's going to be exactly the same. You're going to print single-sided, only there will be one per page instead of two. Moving on, we go to the O.W.L exam file itself. So we have all of these. This is Wing 1. There are 2 parts to Wing 1, and this is on 11 by 17 paper again. So then if you are printing on the smaller size paper, you will have more to cut out and more to glue, but they're all going to end up the same size in the end. So we'll have Wing 2 as well, which is a bit smaller, addendum, and Wing 3. And there we go. Yep. So that should be all the pieces that you need. The pieces that are the wings, the O.W.L exam wings file, you are going to print double-sided instead of single-sided. Now it's going to be pretty simple from here on. All we need to do is cut the white off from around this, but you want to make sure when you're cutting this that you are cutting the front out first, because there's a lot of extra space around on the back, so that when you do cut this out, you don't have white around the edges on the other side, which is why that's there. It's called the bleed. So anyways, yes, let's go ahead and do this. You can cut this out with you know, scissors if you want. I wouldn't recommend that though, because it won't be very straight. I mean, it might be kind of straight, but you'll always be able to tell there's a little imperfection if you use scissors. I suggest using a ruler and X-Acto knife or some type of paper cutter, and it's going to be pretty simple. If you're using a ruler and X-Acto knife, all we're going to do is you're going to make sure you have a cutting mat below so that you don't cut your table up or anything. But all we're going to do is take a metal ruler, and we're going to line up with the edge that we want to cut, and then you're just going to push down pretty hard with this hand on the ruler so the paper doesn't scoot around underneath as you're trying to cut, and you're just going to follow along the ruler with your X-Acto knife, and that will give you very straight, precise cuts. So let's go ahead and do that and just cut off all of the white from around all of these templates. Okay, so now we've got all of our template files cut out, all the white space cut out from around it, and if it wasn't abundantly clear on the templates, they are not for sale, not to sell or profit off of. Because if people do that, I start getting in trouble, so please don't do that. All right, so here we go. We have Wing 3, we have the continuation sheet, here's Wing 2. All these files are ready to go. And then the center and the back of the center, those are ready to go. What we have to do now is piece together the Wing 1. So as you can see, there's a little bit of overlap on the files here. You've got 2 number 4s right here in the middle and a little bit more of the G here. So what we're going to do is just overlap one over the other and line it up, and then just glue them together right there, and that should be fine. So I'm just going to take some of this to use as a little scrap paper so I don't get glue on my table or on my cutting mat. And then I'm also going to use actually another piece, and here's how I do it. So just to make sure that I don't get glue on the part of the template that I don't want to get glue on, I will line it up where I want it to be glued down, and then I'm going to take this extra piece of scrap paper and line that up with the edge of the overlapping piece of paper. And now I can move that away, and I can take my glue stick and I can put glue on here, and it's blocking off the rest of the template, so I don't have to worry if I get, you know, too messy or whatever. So now we can take those pieces of paper away and line this up and glue it down again. There we go. So now our wing 1 is finished. And you can actually, I like to take a little piece of paper or a cloth or something after gluing and just sort of rub it a little bit on top of the paper where I just glued, because that kind of like makes sure that it's all stuck down really well and that it's not, doesn't have any like wrinkles or anything in it. Anyways, yeah, there we go. So now we have wing 1. So now all we have to do next is just glue this whole thing together. So we will let's take wing 1 and the back of the center back piece. So these should be white on one side and then have the texture on the other side. We're gonna glue these to this side of the back. So flip it over so that the printed side is down, and then you're going to just glue it in so that when the center, when we're done gluing all the 4 pieces around it, you can take the center and then just glue it down right there on the center, and everything is together as it should be. So you want to leave just a little bit of space before this black line, that much space or so, just a very small amount, but again, this is going to go on the bottom. So here we go. We're just going to put some glue on the reverse edge of this excess piece, and then we will line it up and glue it down. And there we go. And that should do it. Now the wing 2 is actually going to go above like this. Wing 3 is going to go, as you can see, upside down on this other side. And then the addendum is going to go right here at the bottom. And then when everything is glued on just like that, we just glue this piece right here in the middle. And then your owl exams are put together. And then after that, we're going to get into the folding, which, yeah, I'll show you exactly how to do that. But let's go ahead and glue this all together like I just showed you. Now the final piece is about to go on. Now make sure you put it on facing the right direction, of course. Obviously watch what I'm doing and make sure you get it so it's not upside down. All right, so here it is, all put together, and the back should look like this, right? But now we need to do our folding. So we'll start with the easiest part. The addendum part just folds upward toward the center, like that, and that's it. So that's where that fold goes. Wing 3 goes over, and then it's going to fold back to about where this separating line is here, and you can put a crease right there. That should be just about the center. So this next fold, we are going to kind of take the owl exam and get the edge lined up right here and sort of fold this inner part in until you get to this crease line, or not crease line, I'm sorry, this separator in there. So it's just going to be a little bit folded in so that you can see 11 and 12 there. Sorry, my I can't really explain that well, but if you saw what I just did, you kind of get it. So it's going to open up like this, and you're just going to have 11 and 12 right there, visible when you close it. Now we're going to move on to wing number 2. So wing number 2 is going to be folded the same way we did wing number 3. So it's going to fold in and then out to where the first separator is. And then again, we're going to go sort of over and like fold it over, but don't actually fold it, just kind of bend it. And line this bottom part up with the top of the exam, and then get your crease in right where that separator line is in the design, so that now we can see number 9A and 9B right here at the top. Now we're going to do this one. So this one is the same as these two, sort of, but we're just going to do a lot more folding. So we're going to fold it over toward the center, and then we're going to fold it back out to where you see the separator line, and we're just going to keep going back and forth doing that. There we go. But once we get to the 4, we're going to fold it a little bit differently. We are going to make that first fold just like we normally would. Just fold it over right there. But then once we fold it out again, we're going to sort of fold it in thirds, I guess. We're going to fold it in half. So it's only half a fold right there. And that's the 4. The 5 is face down here, and then the 6 is over here. So now what we want to do is sort of the same type of move we did at the ends of this one and the top one. We want 6 to be visible under 4 here, the number 6. So we're going to sort of just scrunch it in there a little bit so that we can see the 6. Fold right there where this line is, the separator, and then we can see the 6 right here. And then what we want is to see the 7 at the bottom. So again, we're going to bring it up and fold right along that separator line, and then bring it up so that you can see 4, 6, and 7 right here. And then anything that's left over back here, you're just going to fold underneath. So now you should have 4, 6, 7, some of it folded underneath, and it can sort of pull out to show everything. So there we go. That is how you fold it up. Now, how do you close it, you might be wondering? Well, we're going to fold this side in first with the 11 and 12. And then the addendum folds up over that. And then the 4, 5, 6 is going to fold over here. And then this piece is going to tuck behind the 11 and 12. So you can see all of the different numbers on there when it's closed. And to open it up, you just basically untuck this one, and then that should allow that to open up, and then you've got the, all the different parts right there. This is a movie prop replica, an unofficial replica, of course, but I did have to make some changes. Just one, actually. It says questions 1-12 on mine. On the movie prop replica, it says questions 1-13. However, there are only 12 questions on this, so I just wanted to fix that before, I put it out in the wild for people to download. And then I also have 2 different versions. One has the questions filled in and it says what the subject is and everything. The other one is just blank. It has all the boxes and it has all the places to put things, but it is blank. So you can make your own exam out of that if you'd like. Anyways, I just wanted to bring that up and let you guys know that I did make a bit of a change, but it was just to fix a mistake that was on the movie prop. That is it. This is how you make your own OWL exam. I really hope you guys like this DIY, and if you'd like a chance at winning the OWL exam that I made in this video today, there is a giveaway link in the description box below. Down there you're also going to find a giveaway link for my 55K giveaway, which includes the Fred and George Weasley pop figures, a Weasley's Wizard Wheezes product catalog, as well as the Weasley's Haunted deck. Let me know in the comment section below what subject you would excel at on your OWL exams. I think maybe I would do potions because I'm pretty good with like cooking and stuff, so potions maybe, yeah? Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, I get a lot of ideas for these DIYs that I do from your comments. So if you have an idea for something that you want to see me do in the future, definitely leave a comment below and let me know. If you're interested in seeing more DIY videos having to do with Harry Potter and more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.